Welcome to the Optiplan video tutorial series. This lesson was created for those of you who can't wait to get started building retirement plans with Optiplan. After watching this lesson, you'll have all the basic knowledge required to build your first plan. We encourage you to view the other lessons that cover the topics in a lot more detail so you can get the most out of Optiplan. Begin by going to our homepage at www.retirewithoptiplan.com, then click on Start Planning. This will take you to the application login screen. You can also go straight to the login page at myoptiplan.com. After logging into the application, you'll see the main dashboard. To get started on a new plan, click the Create a New Plan button. The plan needs just a few details to get started. Begin by entering a name for the plan. Next, select the name of the FMO or RIA you'll be working with for this plan, or your own company name if you're working independently. Next, enter the first name, last name, and date of birth for your client. If the client has a spouse or partner, click the Add Another Client box, and then enter the same details for the second client. Then click the Create Plan button to start your plan. Optiplan will automatically create the first scenario in the plan for you, using your customizable scenario template. The application will then open to the Scenario Editor page. To edit an existing plan, return to the dashboard, click on Work on one of my plans, or select a plan from the recently used plans list, then click on the plan you wish to work with. The outline on the left side of the screen will list all the scenarios in your plan. You can create as many scenarios as you need to explore all the options that your client wants to consider. When you click on a scenario, it will be expanded in the outline to show all its elements. As you build out the scenario, you can modify these elements, add new elements, and delete the ones you don't need. We'll describe the element types in a minute. All the scenario elements are edited in the same manner. Click on the element name in the outline to load an element into the editor area. All the available element properties are shown in the editor. Enter or select a value in each of these property fields. If the property is flagged as mandatory, you can leave it blank for now, but a value must be entered before you can run the calculations on the scenario. If you enter an inappropriate value in a field, the text will turn red and the expected data values will be shown so that you can correct the error. When you're finished editing the element, you can click on another element to edit, or click on the Next or Previous buttons to go to an adjacent element in the outline. Whenever you leave an element, your changes are automatically saved. To add an element to your scenario, find the category for the new element to be added and click the Add link next to the category name. The new element will be automatically loaded into the editor. You can also copy an existing element by loading it into the editor and then clicking on the Copy button. To delete an existing element, load it into the editor, then click the Trash Can button to delete the item. Your scenario can contain the following element types. The scenario itself is an element and has a few basic properties like start year, inflation rate, and client life expectancies. The Social Security elements define Social Security incomes, start dates, and cost of living adjustments. Income streams define any sources of income the clients will have, including pre- and post-retirement jobs, pensions, trust funds, etc. The expenses elements define how much your client's expected expenses will be over the entire retirement duration. You can create one or more accounts which define where your client's assets will be invested. You can define stock market accounts, both retirement and non-retirement, annuities for long-term guaranteed incomes, fixed-rate income accounts that pay an income but are independent of stock market fluctuations, and bank accounts. Finally, you can simulate the effect of a stock market downturn in your plan by adding one or more bear market elements. After you've created and configured all the required elements, click the Scenario element, then click the Calculations button. When you request the calculations to be made, Optiplan begins by examining all the elements you have created. If it finds any errors in your scenario, it will display a list of those errors divided into two categories. The critical errors will prevent the calculations from being created. The non-critical errors indicate element details that look like they might be incorrect. Correct any errors that are found, then load the scenario element. Then click the Calculations button again. If no critical errors are found, a new window will open showing the detailed calculations for the plan. Review the results, then go back to the scenario to make any necessary adjustments. To evaluate other options for your plan, you can simply add more scenarios. Select any of the scenarios listed in the plan outline, load the scenario element, then click the Copy button. A new scenario will be created as an exact copy of the currently loaded scenario and loaded for editing. You can make the desired changes to that copy. Continue in this manner until you have explored all the options your client would like to consider. You can delete a scenario by opening it in the outline, selecting the scenario element, then clicking the trash can button. Once you have created the scenarios, click the Graph button in the main title bar to open the graph page. This will show all the scenarios in your plan to allow easy comparison. You're now ready to share the plan with your clients and make more changes if they request them. You can also create a shareable PDF file of the plan by clicking the Export button on the main toolbar.